So last week, we started practicing our name. We started practicing our backgrounds. And then on Friday, we started a final background cover on a separate sheet of paper. And the goal is to put that on your sketchbook by the end of this week. You can get super creative, especially if you're at home. Use the back of cereal boxes. I love to use those. I think Kate gave me the idea to cut out some of my drawings and collage them onto the back of cereal boxes. Then I opened some packaging and I found that and I saved that. So you can use whatever you want. You can use white paper, graph paper, tonal paper. You can find stuff. Basically, when you're at home, I want you to get creative with your materials. If you don't have a black marker at home, then use a pen. Use a couple pens, whatever you got. Use a colored pencil, whatever you have at home. Use it. Get creative. If you do happen to have a black Sharpie at home, just make sure you're also protecting your table. In school, my tables are totally designed to take Sharpies. Try not to get them on the table, but it's not a big deal if you do. At home, definitely grab some scrap paper and just make sure you're protecting your desk, your dining room table. Oh my gosh, your countertops. Holy cow. Please be very careful. And today, our goal is to finish our design in pencil. And if you do finish your design in pencil before the end of art class today, we'll do some overlapping. Then we're going to start outlining some things in marker. You don't have to outline everything at all, but it does help me to see it, especially when we do our check-in. And I usually just kind of start like this, right? So when I say outline and you're watching me, this kind of makes sense, right? I'm going over my pencil lines with marker or black pen, and I'm really finalizing and committing to what I want in my design. However, one of my favorite little tricks in art is to play with line weight. And that doesn't mean your lines are going on a diet, really. It just means you're thinking about thick and thin. So I outlined, and I do have this awesome eraser I love. I'm sorry I don't have enough for everybody. But in school, I do have them if you guys want some to borrow. I got lots of art supplies in the art room. Okay. So I'm erasing any of my extra pencil lines I don't really want. And instead of just leaving it at that, I want you to think about some thick and thin lines or some spaces that you can completely color in. I got that idea from my artists, you guys, in my classes. A lot of them were saying, hey, that's a weird little space. Let me color it in. And I thought, oh my gosh, I love it. I love coloring in these little spaces. I don't know why. It's just a preference thing for me. It's just my opinion, but I like it. You don't have to do it, but that's one option today that I want you to think about. What if you colored in some of those spaces with black? We're so used to working on white paper, but why? Change it up. The other thing you could do is make some of your lines really thick. You don't have to, and you don't have to make every line thick, but maybe this line kind of starts out pretty thick, and then it gets really thick towards the bottom. It looks interesting to some artists. So if this is looking interesting to you, try it in your artwork. That's one of the biggest things I tell my 8th grade accelerated art classes. Think about your line widths. Do you want your lines to be really skinny, to be really thick? It just makes people look at your artwork more, and it's just something to be aware of. Maybe you decide, no, I do not want to vary my line weight. But that's okay, because at least you've thought about it. I just want you to consider the possibilities. You can also switch materials. Sometimes for my ruler lines, I don't know why, but I've been using a pen today. And I am using my ruler again. It's okay if you get some stuff on my rulers, but I've been going over them with a pen instead of a marker. So you can also vary the materials that you use. So if you're in the art room and you have a marker, but you have a pen in your backpack also, go ahead and grab the pen. I don't mind. So that's just some ideas for line weight. And I found this really cool artwork today. Here, let me find it. There we go. Today, there's the demo. Here's what I found. So I was just looking online, and I saw this today. It's just a marker drawing of a Jeep, but I thought it did a good job of showing you how some places are colored in and how some places have thin line weights and some places have much thicker line weights. Some of these little spots, the line kind of fades out entirely and goes away. So this is just a trick to think about today. You don't have to use it, but if you like it, please incorporate this into your artwork in any way that works best for you. Any questions?